Where do I see us in the next few years? If we keep playing our cards right, I see us taking a national tour. That's what I really shoot for. Me personally, if we're going to do a national tour, I see it in the next 3 years. And that's opening up a lot of eyes.
Right. Sure. Most definitely.
And it's not a pickup truck pulling a trailer with a wrestling ring and lights in it. No, you're going to have an 18-wheeler. That's a given, because what we got light wise and all that, ring wise, we could definitely get it in a semi. I mean, you ain't got to have a great big semi, but you don't have to have a 53 footer. I mean, you can have a 48-foot semi and get down the road. Now, I'm not getting my CDL again. I got rid of that thing, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, way I would do it is I do a Texas tour, a Oklahoma tour, a Arkansas tour. I wouldn't go in Louisiana right now because their athletic commission it's all about drop your pants, grab your ankles, and smile. They got the stiffest athletic commission because you still do the MMA boxing, and it's like, but we're predetermined.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we already know what's fixing to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
And they don't look at it that way. They look at this right here. You got 2 or 3 different licenses that you get to choose from. You got a small house, you got a medium house, and then you got coliseums. Which license do you go with? You got to go with all 3, because you never know which house you're going to go to. Is it going to draw? Is it not going to draw? Are we drawing? Yes, we're drawing. The kids camp has been a huge success. Me personally, I see the one in Irving coming up is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Really huge. Because the feelers have already been put out on the first one. Okay, now the kids are going back and saying, dude, I got to dress up like a wrestler. I got the whole. Speaking of Action Jackson, that was anyway. The thing, whenever I was a kid, we didn't have kids camps.
No.
World class, and I think it was 86 or 87, they had a play day where you got to dress up as your favorite wrestler. Okay, I dressed up like the Dingo Warrior. The face paint.
Yeah.
Anybody who sits there and says they didn't paint their face, fool. Because I would go to Walmart with my mom, or at the time it was Gibson's, and I'd go to the face paint section, and my mom's like, "What are you doing? I need this. Why?" And it's like, I want to paint my face. And she's like, "Why? Why not? Halloween rolls right around. I painted my face. I look like one of the Road Warriors."
Yeah.
That's, as a kid, I've had that mentality. I want to be like the Road Warriors. I want to be like the Von Erichs. I would give anything to be a wrestler as a kid. Got a student loan, paid for it.
Yeah.
Now I'm with SWE. SWE Fury has been very good to me. We all have our growing spots. Have we always had small crowds? Have we always had big crowds? Have we always had a crowd? Never And I'll say this. I've been with them from day one, and I've only missed 2 shows, the Statler and Lubbock. From every show that I've been to current has never been disappointing. Because the meet and greets are there for the fans to say, hey, I watched you as a kid. Hey, look, I don't know who you are, but I think I like you because you look cool.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, shaking the hands. Yeah, you're always going to have that one wrestler who is a little arrogant ass and all that. You know, all he's worried about is money. But if you're nice to them, what are they going to do? Are they going to turn their head and diss you? Well, they can. But how does that make them look afterwards?
Yeah, that is true.
I have always made time, whether I was a good guy or a bad guy. If that kid, if that parent, if that fan, period, wanted a picture, wanted an autograph, or just wanted to say hi and thank you, I thanked them.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for the fans, I wouldn't have been able to get in my vehicle and drive to the next show. I wouldn't have been able to pay for t-shirts. I wouldn't be able to go. The fans are getting what they want.
Sure.
What
True.
suggestions can I make? This is probably going to piss some people off. I honestly don't care. Fans don't pay for a talk show. Get off the dang mic and let's wrestle. If you want to be on a talk show, I mean, Ricky Lake, I don't think she's on TV anymore. Jerry Springer's still on TV.
Yeah.
You can compete with them. Just this guy right here on my shirt, Pampiro Firpo. As he tells everybody before he passed away, all you got to do is get in the ring and wrestle. That's your actions, and they speak louder than anything. You don't need a stick in your hand. Yes, sir, you're right. Let these do the talking. And that's exactly why he's inducted into the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Sure. Well, I think Forrest has a question for you.
Yes, sir. I was wondering who is your favorite person to watch in SWE?
I got several.
Okay.
Go for it.
We're going to start off, and I'm going to name 5 of them. We're going to start off with Niles Plunkett.
Good start. That's a good start.
The connoisseur.
First time I met him was at the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame in Wichita Falls, Texas. He come up for induction weekend. He was in a battle royal. I totally disagreed with him being in a battle royal because, you know, when you got that look, you should be in a match. And we've become real good friends. When he became the TV champion, well, it was a proud moment for me.
Excuse me.
What I would like to see is him and his tag partner. Hell, he got several. I mean, everybody he's tagged with are great. I mean, I don't think I've yet to see him with a tag partner that ain't good. I would like to see him and one of his tag partners go for tag team gold.
Yeah, for sure.
Malaya Hosaka. I've had a very good friendship with her. Anybody calls her old, I'll slap the taste out of their mouth because she is not old. She's a former NWA Women's Champion. and she's not a kiss ass by any means, and she's not an ass shaker by any means. She's a get in there and she'll show you how to wrestle. I love that about her. She'll get in there, she'll beat your butt, and she'll smile and walk to the back afterwards. It's like, hey, when the first time I met her, she was in WCW. I was working some dark matches, and sweet as can be. Sonny Ono was her manager. That's how I met Sonny. And I absolutely love her style. Very professional, got a great character. Just Niles, and then you got Malaya. Okay, now we're gonna go to Rodney Mack.
Okay.
Big dog.
Broke your neck.
Rodney Mack has been to the big dance, and he's danced all over this country. He's danced all over the world. Whether it was NWA Southwest, working for Ken Taylor, or working for the WWE, working for the NWA, wherever he's been, he's always been very representative and been very respectful. Him and Jazz are both personal friends of mine. They got their school down in San Antonio, the Dog Pound, which they also have with Thunder Rosa. That's kind of my number 3 because I'm labeling all 3 of them in there together.
That'll work.
Anything that has to do with the Dog Pound, that's Rodney, Jazz, and Thunder Rosa. You're going to learn something. If you can't learn something from them, you're not going to learn from anybody else. Hands down. Nothing but mad respect for them 3 because one, Jazz is our first women's champion, and she's our first Hall of Famer.
Yep.
San Antonio, they made her a Hall of Famer. Rodney, he's held championship gold with us. He was one of our first tag champs. Okay. He's held TV gold, still holds TV gold, and he's one of our first 6 men. So there's 3 titles right there Rodney's holding.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So what does he need? He needs a Texas title and a heavyweight title to get a Grand Slam.
Yep. All of them.
So,
Phillip, I was telling the guys a week or so ago, if you remember correctly, at one of your shows, house shows, Rodney Mack was there, and he came out with both arms open, had belts on both arms around us. And I think he had, I don't even remember the name of everyone, but 5 or 6 belts. And that, you remember that?
It was 8 or 9 belts to be exact.
At least. I've never seen anything like that.
Ultimo Dragon, he had the J Crown, which was 9 world titles at once. So I've seen Ultimo Dragon, then Rodney Mack did it. Hell, Casey Carlisle's, she's actually doing it as well. I got 2 more.
Yes, sir.
And actually, number 3 was a hat trick, so y'all got a hat trick out of that one.
That'll work.
So, do we do number 2 a woman, or do we do number 2 a man? I'm gonna let y'all pick.
Mike, pick.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pick.
Put on Mike.
Let's go with the man.
Okay. This one right here is a referee. Ben Schenberg.
The boy.
I know I butchered his last name, but Ben has really busted his ass.
Yes.
Through the time he come in till now. Poor boy. He got misted one night. He got leveled one night. I mean, I've carried his butt out the ring. He got misted by oh God, I can't even think of her name.
So yeah,
Oh yeah, Sue Young. I've carried him to the back, and he goes, "I'm gonna be blind." And I said, "Dude, Muda did that shit to me in Japan. Just wash your eyes, you'll be all right." And I mean, he goes, "Really? That's all I got to do. Just wash your face, you'll be all right."
well, he got speared in Irving by Mil Muertes last show or show for last.
Oh shoot. I've known Mill a long time. Mill and I, we've been friends ever since my my one and only trip to Puerto Rico for IWA. And the thing is, Bushwhacker Luke calls and he goes, "Hey mate, Skandar Akbar calls and tells me that one of the guys is not going to be able to make it because he's in jail. Can you come over and work in his spot?" Sure. So I fly to Puerto Rico, and it's like, dude, you didn't tell me there was a hurricane coming. And we're in the middle of Roberto Clemente Stadium. Okay. I work with a guy that I've worked with before. And then Ricky's in the back, and he goes, "Yeah, main event. Y'all got to watch this. It's going to be exciting." So him and Vampiro are in the main event. Vampiro throws his head back, lets the blood flow. Ricky goes, "I can top that." He throws his arms out and it starts raining. And I went, "There ain't no way in hell I could top that one." Everybody's like, he just threw his arms out and it starts raining. And it was like, dude, that was cool.
He's
But after that, it was like, hey, we got to get off the island because here's a hurricane.
Yeah. He's a
But
big personal favorite of all
drum
of us.
roll.
We love some Neil.
Oh, shoot. He's one down to earth guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
Now it's
All right,
drum
here we
roll
go.
time. Bing. Miranda Gordy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this about the Bad Street Beauty. From her very first match to current. I was there when she got in the ring for the first time. And every time she progresses. She got the women's championship. When she lost it to Christy James, she went from Miss Sweetheart to Miss I'm gonna you up.
Yeah.
Now she's got the women's TV title.
Yep. First ever.
Yes.
First ever SWE Fury Women's Grand Slam.
Yep.
Yeah,
Where-
that's true.
Where can she go from here? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
That's my pick.
Yeah.
Where do I see her in the next 5 years? I hope to see her with AEW.
Yeah. Especially with their women's division improving more as of late.
I mean, I don't ever say I don't want them to go to WWE. Everybody wants to go to WWE. I honestly don't care for WWE, but
Gary now.
I'm sorry, it's just, I've got friends over there. I got friends who've been there. And what I see them do to them is just, you took their element away. I mean, you make them look weak. Look what AEW has allowed Sammy Guevara and them guys to do.
For sure.
Look at Lance Archer, I wish they would do more with Lance.
Without a doubt. They kind of, for a little
Lance
bit, dropped the
was
ball.
brutal.
Lance.
Lance was brutal in Japan.
For sure.
WWE didn't do anything with him. He went to Japan. He become a monster. I would love to see AEW just take the leash off of him and let him go.
Should let them run people over. Should let them go.
Exactly.
While we're on the subject, how great is it to see Moonshine get a few opportunities on AEW?
I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of him. When I started seeing our women migrating over there, Jasmine Allure, Vert Vixen,
Maddie Rinkowski.
God, there's so many.
Mhm.
Alejandra Lyon. Alejandra Lyon's one of my favorites because she's green, but she's actually green to the point that she's damn good at what she's doing. Ain't even been in the business hardly a year, and look at her, AEW. I'm not saying it's unheard of, but I mean,
It's
look
special.
at it. Cody and them don't just let anybody walk in.
No, right.
Dustin and all of them, Billy Gunn, they all look. If they see something that they know they can use and work,
Right.
hey, come on. Chandler Hopkins. I pick on Chandler a lot. I love Chandler. Great guy. If he would, and I'm not saying anything bad, I'm just stating that if he had wrestling boots like Magnum TA and Dusty Rhodes, or even like Terry Funk's laced at the feet. He could still do his flips and all that. I just honestly can't stand the kick pads in the shoes. It's not. This is professional wrestling. From the time I was a kid, I seen wrestling boots. That's what I see. Wrestling boots. Professional wrestling. Kevin, he didn't wrestle with boots, but he did have boots. He preferred to be barefooted. Snuka, the same way. Umanga, the Samoans. Okay. Whenever DiBiase and Dr. Death wrestled Al Perez and Wendell Cooley in Mid-South for the Mid-South tags, they had a stipulation. And if you go back and you watch it, you really got to pay attention. I'll find the episode and I'll put it on Facebook when I get out of Facebook jail. Hear Jim Ross talk about wrestling boots. It's like Superman and Kryptonite. The tennis shoes that they had to wrestle in afterwards was, you can't get no traction. Jim Ross made it sound so real that it's kryptonite.
Yeah.
Because you know how many people I see injure their ankles in these shoes and kick pads? That's why I say, hey, you need a bootmaker. Bobby Lee Jr. in Mexico, one of the best. I don't know if Stagecoach Wrestling Boots are still in business. I've got a pair from them. Medina in Mexico. I have so many bootmakers. Buy a pair of boots. Look like a wrestler.
Look the part.
Get rid of the shoes and the kick pads. What else y'all want to talk about? Heck, I'm ready.
Let's talk about Miss Loretta. She couldn't join us today, but she was one of the first people we encountered when we came to our first show in Carthage. And she was so personable, and immediately we noticed her and we appreciated her. Talk a little bit about her and what she does and how hard she works for SWE.
Oh God, she's. Jimmy Hart had the megaphone, and we got Renee. She's gonna kill me, but you know what? You're not in the house. Now, one thing about her, she takes extreme pride in what she does. I mean, there's times that she'd be up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, printing labels for chairs, labels for the tables, for the merch and all that. Somebody needs, price sheets for their merch and all, making their stuff. And it's like, woman, go to bed. You can do that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
Yeah. I'm in here sleeping and she's over there click, 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 click. And it's like, get the rest. Yeah. Finally, I fall asleep, and about 6 o'clock, she comes and gets in bed, and then the alarm goes off at 6:05, and it's like, really? You stayed up all night? Really? Then, no, I can't say anything bad about her as much as I can. I can say it because, we're joined at the hip.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in this a lot longer than she's ever dreamed of. As she tells people, she's in the business, but she's not in the business. I'm the guy that I was setting rings up, I was setting chairs up, I was security, I was whatever before I ever got in the ring. She was a fan that, well, guess what she's doing now? She's either selling tickets, she's taking tickets, selling merch, or hot dogs, or whatever. Did I bring her into something that I don't think she should? Yeah, I'm the blame. But when I become a board member of the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, oh yeah, that bit her in the butt too, because now while I'm doing board member work, she's working behind the counter selling t-shirts, selling tickets to the banquets and all that. And she knows what she's doing. Everybody else is like, we need her here every time.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
No. No, you don't. You need to figure out who you're going to put in there, because there's a time she's not going to be there. She's got her own work.
Yeah.
But they want her there. Hopefully in October, we're going to have the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame induction weekend in Wichita Falls. In November, I'm going to have the Red River Wrestling reunion in Shreveport, Louisiana. Wrestling's been my life. I'll die in the ring. There's no doubt. And like I tell anybody, the day I die, first person that starts crying at my funeral, I'm going to sit up in the casket and tell them to dry it up. Miss Collins couldn't do it any better. But, that's it for me, SWE's always going to be my baby. As much as get aggravated at some of the stuff, it always works out. Anybody who says they don't get aggravated in the wrestling business is bullshit. Yeah, we all get aggravated. I know James Beard does. I know Teddy Long does, especially when time goes over. I know Tom does. We are a special breed of humans. If you sit there and go, oh yeah, I can, no. Because there's been times that I have been away from my family for over 300 days, living in a hotel, sleeping in a car. Yeah, I'll tell anybody and everybody, yeah, I've slept in a car. I've drove from North Carolina to California, stopped, fueled up, let somebody else drive, catch me a couple hours nap, stopped the fuel up. I got behind the wheel and kept on going. That's a tough living.
That is.
Because there was 4 of us in that minivan. I think the total trip was 28, 29 hours. And I think I slept a total of 9 hours. 2 hours, 3 hours drive. Let somebody else drive. Everybody got their chance.
Rotate, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who says, "Oh, piece of cake," no, it ain't.
No.
Because we didn't have a GPS. We had a road atlas, and it was flip, flip, flip. Yeah, we're right here. Okay, now we need to be over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was us, road atlas, and never done drugs a day in my life. Thank you, Lord. Didn't need it. But I watched a lot of the guys do it too, and it's like, can't do it, man. Sorry. I'll drink a beer with you all day long. I'll drink Jack and Coke or whatever.
That old sweet tea.
Definitely do that. I just can't do any of the other stuff.
Hey, Phillip, where can listeners find more information about the upcoming events?
You can go to SWE Fury TV on Facebook. I believe they got Twitter, and I think somebody said they got a TikTok. I don't even know what the heck TikTok is, but
We just let the kids run that.
let the kids do with that. When I get out of Facebook jail, probably never. I think I got 10 more days. You can follow me. I'll keep everybody posted. I try to do Facebook Lives a couple of times a week, letting everybody know about the upcoming events.
Yeah.
Just right now, shoot job got me going. Ready to get back to an SWE event so I can talk to the fans, talk to the guys, understand Lubbock was one of them. It ain't gonna start at 6:05. We're gonna have to start this thing at 5:55, and it ended up starting at 5:15.
Yeah.
So, I always get with Teddy and everybody. Hey, what time y'all want to start? Y'all want to start 7 on the dot? 6? What time y'all want to start? I start lining them up. All right, y'all go out first. Y'all go out second. Y'all go out third. Get with light, get with cameras, get with everybody. All right, boom, boom, boom. Now we just got to keep 2 people off the microphone because they do this all dang night. I thank y'all for allowing me to be on y'all's podcast. If I got to rate y'all scale to 1 to 10, y'all definitely getting 10s.
Oh,
Thank you, Phillip. Thank you, Phillip. Real quick, August 28th, Irving Convention Center. SWE comes back there. What can we expect to see? I know we got some big names coming. Scott Steiner, Chavo Guerrero, Tokyo Monster, Cajenas is going to be there. What can we expect out of this show?
Well, everybody knows I was bringing Tokyo in for several years whenever I ran NWA. Tokyo he's one of the best in the business. Scott Steiner, he's a legend. Chavo, a legend.
Recently debuted on AEW as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing I can say is if you're a wrestling fan, if you love the Guerreros, if you love the Steiners, if you're a fan of the Tokyo Monster, get your tickets now. They're on sale. You can go to Eventbrite or you can get them at the door. If you think you got what it takes, come to the camp. Hey, we had Chuck Turner, who's our head of security, who is a Texas State Trooper. He come to our camp, and he found out, I don't know if I want to do this or not. Then Charlie Haas ended up, kicking him in the ribs and all that. And it's like, dang, Charlie, give the guy a break.
And real quickly before we go, for those that are not familiar with the Hall of Fame in Wichita Falls, you're having an event in October. There's a wrestling show, and you're going to do the induction. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we didn't get to have induction last year. Now, Killer Tim Brooks did get his ring and cowboy hat because we had a board meeting. If he was to live to induction week, we was going to have a gathering for him, which we did at his church. He got his ring and hat. So this year's going to be a double header. As I'm telling people, it's going to be in October, either the 3rd or the 4th week.
Yeah.
Cross your fingers. Johnny Mantell wants to do it one way, and I'm telling him that ain't going to work. You need to have induction, wrestling, induction. That way, you got one class, get them out of the way.
Yeah.
Wrestling, everybody can get there and have a good time. Then you can have this year's class.
For sure.
You don't want to sit there and have Johnny wants to do deceased one night, wrestle, and then living. It's like, no.
Right.
It ain't, no, we ain't doing that.
Right.
But the rate he's going right now, and I'm pretty upset. Cauliflower Alley's already set a date. The IPWHF has already set a date. Everybody's got a date set but us. Because he decided he wanted to move everything from where it is to the 3rd floor, Big Blue. Yes, it's bigger. Going from 7,000 square foot to 17,000. Here's my main bitch about it. You should have had it at the very first part and said, we're getting ready to move to the 3rd floor. What we got in storage, put it up on the 3rd floor and start bringing a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
That way, when they walk in, they see progress already being started instead of now we're having to wait. I've talked to Pro Wrestling Tees about making shirts for us. I've talked to Collar and Elbow about making shirts for us. Johnny has shot it down. I don't know about you guys, but if y'all were on the board of directors and y'all made that suggestion, you know, look, this come from Collar and Elbow.
Yeah, they have good shirts.
So here's my thing. Collar and Elbow make shirts for us. They sell them. We get a cut. We don't have to do nothing.
No.
Okay, now we got to find somebody local who's going to make the shirts.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much is that going to cost us? Well, Al and them are going to do it. It ain't going to cost us nothing because he's already figured in, okay, boom. All I need is your account number. So let's just say a month. We check our bank statements and I'm just going to throw a number. There's $3,000 there. That's $3,000 more in the bank than we didn't have in the bank. So having to get somebody to run around doing footwork going door to door, yeah, I like the idea. Right now, I don't like the idea because nobody is able to do that because they're trying to move the Hall of Fame from here on up. So that's why I've been a little bit of disgruntled. And SWE was my job for a while until COVID allowed me to go back to work. And I went to work in January for a company and I wasn't there long enough and they shut the doors. So it was like, oh, great. So now that I'm back in the workforce, they got my SWE schedule. I get to go to work. When showtime rolls around, guess where I'm going to be? SWE Fury.
That's right.
Yeah.
So do I have a work schedule? Yeah, I work every day of the week. But I'm going to work every day of the week until it comes time for SWE. and then SWE, I'm there, and then I'll be back Monday morning.
Priorities, man.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right, Phillip, man, we sure do appreciate you taking time and coming on here and talking with us. Guys, any last closing comments for Phillip's questions, anything like that?
Phillip, I just wanted to, like Jeffrey said, thank you for taking time out of your night and coming to our little show. We really do appreciate it. Cannot thank you enough, man.